I just did an incredible workshop on optimizing your YouTube videos using data analytics rather than just simply guessing. I'm Justin Hitt from Ad Briefing's Copywriting Tips. There are common mistakes that people make when they start optimizing their YouTube videos. So let's say you've been doing a podcast or a video show and you're running 5 to 15 minute segments and you're doing videos every day. Russell Brunson, for example, talks about doing a video every day to kind of build up an audience. Now, each of your videos is going to follow some kind of formula. Maybe it's an AIDA formula: attention, interest, desire, and action. And that action is to generate a lead on your website by asking somebody to either click a link in the description or you're going to provide some sort of link on the video itself. Kind of like Frank Kearns does. He sends everybody to the same website. So all of his videos on YouTube go to the same website, and that's how he knows that he generated a lead from YouTube. Now, you're going to do these videos every day. It's going to give you 30 videos. And those 30 videos, how do you know which videos are producing and which ones are not? Now, it's a common mistake to look at conversion rate of the number of page views, the things that Google can tell you about inside of your YouTube analytics. The best way to figure out what works and what doesn't is actually what we trained on today in the workshop where we talked about YouTube video optimization. Now, I teach a model that works on YouTube, it works on your blog, it works in the Google Analytics, it works in any platform that can tell you which pages got views, clicks, and conversions. Now, in the case if you've got a popular YouTube channel, you might actually be getting revenue from your YouTube channel, so we can factor in that revenue and figure out which videos create the most revenue for that particular channel. The big mistake that marketers make is that they don't look at each of these platforms as channels. So YouTube has the potential to generate advertising revenue, and it has the potential to generate leads to your website. So someone views your YouTube video, clicks through, and shows up on your website. That's great, but we want to know that they showed up as an attributed source and became a lead or purchased a product. So if we're measuring that channel and we're only looking at impressions, we're only looking at video views, we're only looking at the revenue it produces, we're missing out the long-term value of generating a lead so that you can invite the person back. Now, another mistake people make, especially on the YouTube channel, is looking at the number of subscribers. I'd rather have individuals on my mailing list in-house than have subscribers on my YouTube video on someone else's platform. Now, this is a tricky one because if you have a lot of subscribers, YouTube will do some work for you by notifying those subscribers that you have a new video, and you'll show up in their list, and a lot of automated stuff will happen. So it's good to get the subscriber, but if you get them as a lead first, and you know that lead came from YouTube, you can send them an email that says, "Hey, thank you so much for joining our free newsletter. If you'd like to know about new YouTube videos we publish, click here to subscribe." And so you've got them as an opt-in on your email list, and now you're getting them as an opt-in on your YouTube channel. So either they showed up on the YouTube first and they're already a subscriber, or you got the lead that was attributed to YouTube and now you got a subscriber, or even better, they may have come through a different channel. So this optimization works on different channels. Maybe they came from your Facebook page, and now you're asking them to subscribe to your YouTube video. It feels like to them they've gotten something extra. So you offered a free newsletter, free special report, and now you're saying, hey, look, there's all this extra stuff out there. So you're almost taking them from someone else's platform and then putting a bubble around them so that they start seeing more and more of your content that is, again, designed to get their attention, drive interest around a problem or something that they need a solution for, build up desire, establish your presence in the market in the sense of you as an authoritative source, and then asking them to take action. Now, because there's a big difference between somebody who views a YouTube video and somebody who's on your mailing list, you can continue on the view side, somebody who's just an impression, driving them to become a lead, but for specific offers. So another mistake that people make when they're doing YouTube videos, blog posts, podcast channels, Facebook posts, is they're not segmenting those individuals who take action into specific mailing lists. Now, once you know somebody's on your mailing list, you can start introducing them to long-form content such as webinars, audio programs that are much longer, tutorials that are on your website, paid offers, and now you can take them from being a lead into becoming a customer, but it's a lot cheaper and easier to follow up with them. Now, a lot of folks, when they look at my web channels and they look at some of my clients' web channels, they say, look, this guy doesn't have that many impressions. They don't have that many page views. They don't have that many people visiting the website. The big difference is that the conversion rates are so much higher because we were able to drill down into an audience segment and make specific offers to that audience. So what you're not seeing is the retargeting that happens. So we might be doing calculations based on the number of views on a page on daily average. So if a video is 200 days old, are they getting 1 view per day? Because we want that longevity. And you might be saying, well, this video only has 200 views. Well, it's had 1 view a day for every day for the last 200 days. That's way more valuable than having many more views. And also, when you have a lot of content, such as a periodical, every newsletter issue continues to work past the day. We're optimizing for longevity, not just for the latest and greatest. Now, when you start looking at your performance measures, you're going to know that the day it's published is probably going to be the best number of impressions, the best number of views. And that's important. We want videos that are popular out the gate. If tying that to your leads generated and your sales produced, then you're not making videos that are just clickbait. You're making videos that have a long-term contribution to your business. Now, when you're doing analytical measures, we can actually measure and make decisions on multiple characteristics. So we want videos with long views. We want videos that have high conversion rates. We want videos that have longevity. We want videos that have a level of performance that leads to some kind of monetary outcome. If you're looking at just one area, the number of click-throughs, the number of impressions, the number of new subscribers, you're not actually doing anything. It feels like you're doing something, but you're not actually doing anything to move the needle on growing a business. Now, we take this much further. On my websites, we have ways of testing headlines. On publishing platforms such as YouTube, Apple Podcast, Facebook, all these other platforms, I have ways of knowing what contributed to a click or what contributes to a lead. All of this together becomes marketing insights. Too many marketers today are overwhelmed, frustrated, and unable to do the simple analytics that's necessary to determine what truly works in their business. And because of this, they're throwing a lot of spaghetti on the wall. So when I research a topic that I know I have an audience that's interested in, I will go through my headline tests on the website. I'll go through that content across different platforms, and I'll synthesize what kind of offer I need to make, and then I pay a little bit to test that offer in the marketplace. By then, I have a high probability of an outcome, and the result is most likely to be positive because I put the homework in. And this is great because this means that every marketing dollar you spend has a multiple value. That dollar goes much further and is backed by math and science rather than just a gut. Now, a lot of this stuff over time, you're going to get a gut approach and you'll have more and more successes. But I have tools in place that tell me my engagement rate and my chance to beat other headlines. So if I'm going to do an offer, I'm looking at something on the screen here. The original headline was a proven way for affiliate marketers to optimize landing pages for external clicks. And that actually is a pretty good headline. But what I find out is that the headline, finally know what external clicks contribute to affiliate conversions, is actually got a 49% chance of beating the original headline, and it has an equal level of engagement. So if I'm going to now write a product, so maybe I've done 4 videos on the podcast over the last year about affiliate marketing, and I've done a whole bunch of things about click conversions. I can take all those materials together and create an information product or a special report that sets up the coaching work or the consulting work or a project. And I know what headline to use, and I can open with, finally know what external clicks contribute to affiliate conversions. And then it would become like the complete guide to optimizing landing pages for external clicks so that you make more sales as an affiliate marketer. See, I can take all of the things I know about that topic and turn it into copy, like really quick. Now, again, a lot of your clients might not know how to do this stuff, and that's why you're here, and that's why I'm teaching you these techniques, because you can go in and do some basic math and do some headline analysis and do some analytics reporting across multiple channels. So you can optimize YouTube, but you can also go and use the same methodologies to optimize Facebook, to optimize your website. Now, you're going to optimize your website a little differently because your website is as close as you can get to the leads generated and the sales made. So you're going to put more emphasis on this leads and sales. Where your YouTube channel, for example, you want to make sure that you're getting views and those views are properly coded to become attribution to leads and sales. So in my case, my Google Analytics is actually integrated with my YouTube so that I know that somebody started at a YouTube video. So their landing page was the YouTube video. And then when I do my Google Analytics calculations, I can see that video as a contributing factor for the lead generated or the sale generated. And now imagine you're doing this for 3, 4, 5, 6 different channels, each that offer advertising, audience matching, they offer retargeting. And now what you can start doing with the fewer number of impressions is start drilling down the individuals who are most likely to make a purchase. Okay? It doesn't matter if you've got 1 million subscribers. Now, it might if you're selling advertising or if you want to be the bitch for some kind of sponsorship deal. But if you're actually selling direct products, so in the case you're selling copywriting services, you're selling marketing management or ad management, you want a way to drive down the buyers from those different channels and the context of what they're buying. What is the outcome that they're looking for? Package it up and then offer it back to test, through your tests, and then as a result, get more sales and more leads for your client. Now, you can make money being a complete dumbass and just doing SEO on people's YouTubes. You can do the basic rankings and stuff that's inside the studio analytics tools. You can make money doing that. That's because your customers have no idea how that stuff works. But if you're going to start serving newsletter publishers, you're going to start serving internet marketers, and you're going to start serving these people that are a little bit more sophisticated, you can nearly guarantee better performance by having a method to prioritize resources. Because again, once you start getting leads and you start getting sales, it's now return on investment. What was the cost per lead? What was the cost per sale? How do we optimize that? And this skill set that I taught today in the workshop, the YouTube video optimization, these skills are applicable in that world as well. But again, you want to practice them in the channels so that you know which channels produce and which don't. Now, if you've got a background in database marketing or a scientific-based advertising, then some of what I'm describing is very familiar to you. You may even be aware of the different tools. But if you're not currently drilling down into outcomes, then you need to visit www.adbriefing.co.uk and start asking your questions. I've got an hour-long video that I'm just finishing up the edit on it where we talk specifically about one tool. It's basically using a tool that you already have. How do we use that tool to drill down into the segments of content and then apply certain optimization to those segments so that you get a better return on investment, you get more sales, and you get more leads. That's really what it's about. It doesn't matter how many impressions your video gets or if it goes viral. That's all the stuff that the public talks about. And, convincing your clients that this stuff's important is probably not going to happen because they're so, Google makes their money on impressions. So Google tells you impressions are the most important thing. The more views your video gets, the more chance that Google has to make money from the content that you put in there. And if you don't know how to optimize, then all you're going to do is simply be this platform bitch where you're sitting and creating content for Google, you're creating content for YouTube, you're creating content for Facebook, and then you have no return on investment for all the time and effort it takes. It's almost like an addiction. You just keep taking the drug and you don't ever see any performance. You were sold that this is going to be a performance enhancer, but you keep taking the drug and you don't see the performance, but you think if you take more, it'll be better. You will not get better results creating more content. You don't need thousands of videos on YouTube to get results. What you need is a system for optimizing what you've done already so that it teaches you what works and what doesn't, and then you can basically build on your successes. This is how you have a stratospheric boost in your performance by and the simple method is basically a matrix decision making tool, and you're basically building a model of success for your content and then going through it and identifying what needs to be optimized. So instead of optimizing everything, you're identifying batches to optimize and specific methods to optimize based on the results you're getting already. This, by the way, bypasses the algorithms in these platforms because we know the basic premise is that the platform wants as many views as possible on videos that create them money. You want as many leads and sales as possible. So your goals are similar, but you're streamlining, just like they're doing, in a way to focus on your outcomes rather than their outcomes. It works like magic, and I explain it to you in under an hour and give you practical examples, but you're going to need to click the link below to get the full video. The video is about an hour long. It is a workshop training session with practical advice, and then, of course, because you take the time to view the video, I'll be happy to answer any questions at the end. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefing's Copywriting Tips, and I've shared with you some of the common mistakes folks make when they're doing YouTube video optimization, and even how it's a little distracting what the mainstream talks about, because the real power comes from a marketing model that identifies successes and where to focus your resources for the outcomes that you're looking for. If you're a copywriter, marketer, or business development professional, you're in the right place. We'll teach you how to use words that sell to create more profits from the business relationships you already have. This program that I'm inviting you to view actually includes optimization tips that work for mailing lists. It works for your retargeting campaigns. It works for any channel you have, but I teach you in the context of YouTube using simple tools that you already own. I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for your questions. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefing's Copywriting Tips.